No, it's not.
What,
Can you hear me?
A little bit? Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
I changed to my cheap microphone.
There you go.
Well,
now
the
I
cheap
can hear you.
microphone works great.
Yeah, the only
Not
problem
like
with the
his
cheap
that goes.
microphone.
Bzzz.
Hang on, I'm not monitoring the mic on this one, but you should be able to hear a bunch of crap feedback coming on.
Yep, now I hear it.
Yeah,
A little
I hear
bit.
it a little bit.
Yeah, there's no shielding on this microphone, but for some reason my headset mic's not coming over on this.
Yeah, it
Also,
would like
VR
one
chat's
word
not
out of like 90.
Yeah, also VR chat's not allow me to set the microphone to auto when I talk.
Weird.
It's always
Like each time I have to hold the V key to be able to talk.
It's not letting you change it.
There's a lot of background noise. Now I'm
No.
curious at what you're watching. I hear crashing,
I keep
maybe
looking to
pots
the
and pans,
and there's no option to have mic auto.
and someone going,
There is
so
a-
maybe they had pots and pans fall on them.
Just push talk enable.
Well, I do have a mute button on my thing. I can mute it.
Oh no! I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting to hear the background and wonder what you're watching in the background.
Huh.
You know what I mean? It's like I wonder what TV is on. It sounds like, crashing dishes and pans and someone screaming.
Weird.
So clearly they're in a kitchen in the middle of an earthquake, and stuff is dropping on them. That's what you're watching. Gotcha.
Yes, that's it.
Clearly.
That is it. Clearly.
Definitely,
It
definitely.
used to have an audio on all the
I've
time.
been in a few earthquakes. They're kind of creepy.
I think I lucked out because mine was always on.
Well,
The worst one was when I was stuck in a magnetically sealed room and there was an earthquake. I couldn't get out of the room.
you couldn't get out of the room at all.
I was working at a casino. No, I was working in a casino, and in the room where we do all the counting of the money, it's magnetically sealed. So security has to unlock it before people go in and out.
Yeah.
You cannot unlock that door at the door unless you're security. But we're sitting there in the middle counting all our stuff, and all of a sudden everything starts shaking. All the chips I was counting fell on the floor. Some of the stuff fell over, and I'm like, we're all gonna die. But it stopped shaking, and then I'm like, I'm in that magnetically sealed room. If everything crashed around me, I'm stuck in here. I can't get out. If the power goes out, I can't get out. This is not good. Thankfully, that didn't happen.
Well, with it,
Although,
it-
I had
with
to,
it
you know-
gibbering.
Well, we were pretty much in a vault, so the structure around us was pretty solid. But the fact that if the power went out, we'd be stuck in there, that would be terrifying.
It would be terrible.
Because there's no food or water or, and you're in a vault and you can't get out. Kind of terrifying.
And you have nothing to get
But-
yourself out of there.
Yeah, nothing. Not allowed to get out there without an outside person unlocking it. Because they don't want you to, to get out with money. Because you're dealing with billions of dollars of money.
And damages.
Yeah. So, like, the most money I personally counted myself was over a July 4th weekend. And when we emptied all the machines, I personally, myself, handled $14 million counting it.
Nice.
That was just one person. That room there was 6 people on my team, another 7 people on the other count team, so 15 people.
Well, I've been the worst.
So
things
that is
than
millions of dollars in that room.
Well, I've been the worst things than that.
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to say that, but
Wait, how?
What have you been in?
Wait, how big was it? Like, how big was the earthquake? Like,
I think it was like a 4.7 or a 5. It wasn't a huge quake, but it was enough to shake pretty good. I mean, we had built a brand new hotel tower that was 40 stories tall, and from what I heard from a friend of mine who was out in the parking lot, it was doing this. Well, hold on, let me get the. Why is my arm doing this weird thing?
yeah, I think around last year, I think Melbourne had an earthquake as well, but it traveled all the way up to where I am as well. But I didn't feel any tremors, but I felt a little bit of like a shaking thing on the ground. But that's it.
The first earthquake that I ever felt. I was in 29 Palms, California. I was active duty Marines, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I had just gone to bed in an A-frame, which is basically 2x4s and tin roofing. It's a basic temporary structure. And I thought I heard a Harrier. That's kind of what it sounded like to me, was a Harrier hovering over us. And I'm like, motherfuckers. And I reached up to push myself back into the cot I was in, and I realized that the whole building was doing this. And I'm like, holy shit, that's not a Harrier. And about that time, my cot fell off of my the pallet that I had it on. So I get spilled out into the dirt, and another Marine comes running into the A-frame screaming, "Get out of the A-frame! Get out of the A-frame!" So we're all crawling and running and whatever we can out of it. Because what had happened is, up on the hill from us, a 5-ton truck had jumped the chocks and was rolling down the hill towards our A-frame. And with another Marine diving into the front, trying to get the brakes to go back on. But, you're in sand, so it was literally just sliding down the sand at us.
Well, good thing it wasn't
so we all got out of the A-frame.
Because if it was, that would have been a fatality. That'd be a fatality.
I think it was a pretty high one at that point in time. This was back in 2000. I think I'd have to see again, but I know one of the pilots saw the ground crack open, and when I got out of the A-frame, I saw the dirt doing this, and I'm like, the fucking ground ain't supposed to be doing that. And then a buddy of mine, Caldwell, he had just got back to where we were all sleeping, and he was drunk as shit. He's running around in his underwear screaming, "We're all gonna die! Jesus save us! We're all gonna die!" In nothing but his underwear. It was hilarious. They did manage to stop the 5-ton about 1.5 feet away from the front of our building. It would have killed everyone in there if it had ran us over. Well, 5-ton vehicle running through a 2x4s and tin foil ain't gonna stop it. It's gonna go right through the thing.
Yeah, it would have plowed right through.
And we were all asleep, so there would have really been not much reaction to, oh my god, there's a truck barreling through our building. It would have been like, oh my god. And then it would be going, oh look, at least I made it up here. Hello, St. Peter. How you doing? Oh, you're in the wrong spot, son. But that was interesting. Oh, and oh god. So then there was a time that I was working kitchen duty. I have been in a tornado too. Those are terrifying. I've been in 2 of those. One of them right down our street. Literally, our street that I lived on.
I probably know which one that would be, because I did see it on YouTube a lot.
That was back in 1992? 1991, 92, somewhere. But
But the thing
it wasn't a really big tornado.
But,
but-
but the thing I was freaking scared of, like you know how they get big, like the wedge ones, they get super big, especially the more like vortex ones.
They
get super big.
you can get some massive tornadoes that can. There's it's a class called an F5, right?
Yeah, I know F5.
And it's called the Finger of God, because everything in its way is destroyed completely. Nothing survives, which is why it's called the Finger of God, because it's like God took his finger and went, and I just spilled soda all over my floor.
Oh no!
Oh no, it didn't spill any. Nope, it did. That's wet. Now my foot's wet too. That's gross.
Good thing you don't have the tracker on it.
Yeah, that would have been like, zzz, pow. Oh, there goes my tracker. Yeah, sadly,
Then you would.
I don't have any full body tracking stuff. That's kind of on my list of things to get. The first on the list is a house that's big enough to actually support that.
Actually,
You know, with a
I used to
room
do stuff
that I can
like back in
dedicate
the
to
day.
VR.
I literally, like one time I was literally drinking soda, and all of a sudden, I almost fell over, and I almost spilled it all over my camera, all over my freaking computer. But it didn't spill anywhere, but a little bit of it.
I've come close to wrecking laptops like that.
Yeah, not this one though.
Thankfully, Yeah, I know. No, well, I couldn't see it to catch it. I just went the finger of God and forgot that I actually have a table about here-ish, like
Yeah,
right here.
yeah,
So
no, one
when I
person-
went finger of God,
Yeah, I know one person kept.
but so this one time, I was still active duty Marines at the time, working the chow hall out in 29 Palms. And we got in trouble because someone peed on the side of the Quonset hut, which is where we were staying at the time. It's a big dome building, long and domed for desert use. So we had to all get shovels and dig up all of the peed in dirt and get rid of it. But we're like, well, who the hell peed on it? It was none of us.
Gross.
So someone had stayed up and found out who was doing it. It was the cooks. So we decided to get even. And we took some Gatorade bottles and filled them, I don't know, about an inch or two of like hot sauce, like really liquidy hot sauce. And then we took our MRE heaters and put those in the bottles of the MRE sauce, or of the hot sauce, and capped off the bottle. Just a little bit. Then we tossed the bottles in there. Now, it's pretty much homemade CS gas, because the MRE heaters vaporize that and turn it into hydrogen, but laced with, hot sauce. And we tossed in at least 10 bottles. And there are only two ways out of a Quonset hut: a door in the front and a door in the back. So we took big chunks of concrete and put them in front of the door so they couldn't get out. Yeah. And then the whole time they're yelling and knocking on it, we're like, who's going to pee on the wall again? Not you guys, right? We'll let you out if you don't pee on our Quonset hut. We left him in there for like a good 20 minutes till we started hearing people throwing up. Then we let him out. They never peed on our Quonset hut again.
Well,
Ever. Marines don't play around with that kind of stuff. When we get revenge, we get revenge.
by the way, back to the subject about smashing laptops. I know one person in this world that likes to smash laptops, and he's in here right now.
Do you like to smash laptops?
Doesn't matter.
Or is it Gray that likes to smash laptops?
He knows what I'm talking about.
Who is it? Come on,
I
whisper
work
it.
in
Who is it?
IT. I have smashed. Well, not smashed, but I did punch my netbook. The heart.
I smashed one for a video.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
My keyboard was.
Well, see, that's for a video.
Yeah.
Oh.
If he grabs the
I think
walnut,
I
just
put it
literally
on my
smashes
mind,
it on the
actually.
freaking computer monitor.
Broke his laptop trying to open a walnut.
Actually,
Yeah.
I
I'll laugh
shot
at
one
it.
with a 12 gauge.
My friend broke one trying to open up
Wait, he legitimately broke his laptop
hardware.
trying to open a walnut.
a walnut.
Yeah, you guys got video on
He was
that.
hungry and he had some walnuts. And he was looking around, trying to figure out how to open it. Because he didn't have a nutcracker, so he looked down at his laptop keyboard, put the walnut down on the keyboard, took the lid, and slammed it down. Needless to say, the walnut survived. And then I made a mock spoof video on YouTube of the whole thing.
Oh, that is awesome.
He sent me a picture of it too, the screen was busted in the top corner.
So I got a
bust a
laptop for
laptop.
my ex-wife, and it stopped working on me. So I decided to take out my frustrations on it with a 12 gauge shotgun. So I went over to my uncle's, who had a bit of land, and he had a little berm that we had built up to shoot at. So I said, "Hey, Uncle Eric, have you ever shot a laptop before?" And he kind of looked at me and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "A laptop." And I took it out of my backpack. Sean bought this for me. I'm going to go shoot it in your backyard. Oh, it put very big hole. I shot it with a 12 gauge. I shot it with a 9mm. I shot it with a 30-06. What else did I shoot it with? No, I don't have a 500 Magnum. Not yet, at least.
That will freaking destroy it. I'm telling you. That would freaking.
But I destroyed the shit out of it. Then I took double op buckshot and because I was using slugs because I have a rifled barrel. Oh yeah,
And batteries.
that's a big round.
Yeah.
If I had a 50 BMG, I would have used that, but I didn't.
I would imagine
It wasn't like.
lithium battery
It
function.
wasn't like a
Personal.
Scott getting shot when he was shooting his 50 BMG, and all of a sudden one of the bullets had a 50,000 psi on it, and it shot when he shot it, it exploded on him, and he had to get like stitches on him.
Oh yeah, I know him. I mean,
Yeah.
not personally, but I've seen his videos. That's where the whole stick a thumb in it came from.
Yeah.
Because his dad wrapped his thumb in a shirt and stuck it in his neck. Because if it wasn't for that, he would have bled out, like, damn near immediately.
And died from blood loss.
And yeah, definitely would have been dead as a doornail. He'd have
And
been.
in my video I exaggerated. I got a bag of walnuts, I dumped them all over the keyboard, gently put the lid down, then in full suit jumped on top of the lid. Dead on
Oh,
top.
I remember that too.
Crunch. But the big question is, did any of the walnuts crack?
Only like 2 of them out of the whole bag. The rest of them all survived. Like 150 pounds of weight coming down.
I must find that video. Send me a link to that video on Telegram. I want to watch that.
Actually, this was the funniest video I've seen him do. You sure about this video? Like literally, one time he was in his kitchen.
Curious.
One time he was in his kitchen or something. He was making a video, and all of a sudden he just comes out sliding, and he starts dancing along with the song. Remember that? You sure remember that?
Do you remember that?
I think it's called Rock and Roll.
Were you going?
the thing that got me was just a turn. He just jumped and just turns.
Or is that more the Tom Cruise slide across the door with your underwear going, I like that old time of rock and roll. The kind of music just soothes the soul. I reminisce about the days of old.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like that?
That's the one he did. But it's just a spin he just did. He just did. It was funny. Yeah, I seen he almost slid over too.
Slide you up! Ow.
You should remember that, Goldie.
You're breaking up again, my friend.
And did he?
Am I
My new
breaking up
friend.
again?
Oh, no, not now. Not now. Now you're good.
I think I just have to hold this microphone closer to my voice as a puff sheet. Cheap mic.
I have new friend number 1, new friend number 2. Old friend.
I'm just more curious. Shoot a lithium battery.
Shoot a lithium battery.
It didn't explode.
If you, I know if you puncture.
It probably wasn't good to shoot it, but
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.